required to find out how many integral values of x satisfy the given inequality, that is x minus 2 into x minus 4 whole square into x minus 6 whole cube dot 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 into x minus 20 whole to the power 10 divided by x plus 2 into x plus 4 whole square into x plus 6 whole cube dot 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 into x plus 20 to the power 10. This should be less than or equal less than 0. So if you look at both the numerator and the denominator, a few things will be quite clear. The few things is the values of x, the integral values of x, which x can't take. For example, x cannot equal 2, because in that case the numerator will be 0 as x minus 2 will be 0. Similarly, x can't equal 4 because then x minus 4 whole square will be 0. If you are looking at the denominator, x cannot equal minus 2 because x plus 2 will equal 0 and the denominator will equal 0. Similarly, x plus 20 cannot equal 0, that is x cannot equal minus 20 because in that case the denominator will be 0 and the fraction will not be defined. So basically x should not equal minus 20 or minus 18 or dot 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 minus 2 or 2, 4 dot 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 till 20. Notice that x can equal 0 but x cannot be any other even number between minus 20 and plus 20. Now with that out of the way, what we'll do is we'll try to remove all the squares which are not needed. For example, we know that x minus 4 whole square is always greater than or equal to 0. So we can actually neglect this part. Similarly, x minus 20 whole to the power 10 will always be greater than 0, because even if it is negative, it can't be equal to 0, but even if it is negative, because it is to the power of an even number, it will always be greater than 0. So for the task of finding this inequality, we can ignore it from our calculations. Similarly, x minus 6 whole cube can be reduced to x minus 6, because x minus 6 whole cube will be x minus 6 into x minus 6 whole square, but x minus 6 whole square is to the power of an even number, so we can again ignore it as it will always be greater than 0. So once you do that and you reduce all the, if you remove all the even powers, and if there is a number of the form say x a to the power 9, we are reducing it to a, and if it is to an even number say a to the power 8, we are completely ignoring it. So all the numbers which are raised to an odd power, we are reducing them to the smallest possible, that is to the power 1, and all the numbers which are raised to an even power, we are completely ignoring it. That is the strategy we are using to reduce the given inequality to what we are actually going to write. So the given inequality will be reduced to x minus 2. Initially the power is 1, over here also it is power 1. Then x minus 4 whole square, we are ignoring it because it is always greater than 0. Then x minus 6 whole cube, we are reducing it to x minus 6, because x minus 6 into x minus 6 whole square is equal to x minus 6 whole cube. But x minus 6 whole square will always be positive, so we are ignoring it for the task of finding the inequality. Similarly, x minus 8 will be again to the power 4, which is an even number, we are ignoring it. But x minus 10, initially it was to the power 5, but we are removing 4 and we are just replacing it with x minus 10. Similarly, x minus 14 into x minus 18 whole divided by, again x plus 2 will be there, but x plus 4 whole square will not be there because it is always positive. And x plus 6 whole cube will be reduced to x plus 6 and x plus 10, x plus 14 and x plus 18. This has to be less than 0. So whenever the given inequality holds true, this inequality holds true, and vice versa, as long as x doesn't belong to any of the given numbers that we have eliminated. Now the given inequality can further be reduced to, we can bring the numerator to the top. How can we do that? If we have a number of the form y by x is less than 0, this inequality will hold true if and only if x into y is less than 0. Why is this the case? Because we can multiply both the left hand side and right hand side with x square, and x square is a positive number always. So x square into y by x will be x into y. This is less than 0 into x square is again less than 0. So whenever you are given y by x is less than 0, you can multiply both sides with x square and it will be reduced to x into y is less than 0. Same thing will apply over here and we'll bring the denominator to the top. So this will be reduced to x plus 18 into x plus 14 into x plus 10 into x plus 6 into x plus 2 into x minus 2 into x minus 6 into x minus 10 into x minus 14 into x minus 18 is less than 0. Now, if you take a number, for example, if you take a number which is less than the leftmost number, x plus 18 would imply that x is somewhere around minus 18. So, if you take a number, say minus 19, x plus 18 will be negative, it will equal minus 1. X plus 14 will be negative, this also will be minus 5. X plus 10 will be negative, x plus 6 will be negative, x plus 2 will be negative, x minus 2 will be negative, x minus 6 will be negative, this will be negative, and this will be negative, and this will be negative. There will be a total of n negative numbers, the product of which will be greater than 0. So for all numbers which are less than or equal to minus 19, the given product will be greater than 0. X cannot equal 18 because it is in the list of numbers we have eliminated. Now if it is 17, if it is minus 17, then x plus 18 will be positive and the remaining 9 numbers will be negative. So the product of 9 negative numbers will be negative. So the whole product will be negative. So one of the numbers that will match, one of the integral numbers which will match the original inequality is minus 17. Similarly, minus 16 is in the list of excluded numbers because it is an even number. But minus 15, also in this case, x plus 18 will be positive and all the remaining 9 numbers will be negative. So even this will have the overall product as negative. But again from minus 14 we can't calculate because it will come in the excluded number. If you are looking at minus 13, which lies between x plus 14 and x plus 10, there will be 2 numbers which are negative, so the product will be positive, and 8 numbers which are negative, again the product will be positive. So we will have to exclude minus 13 and minus 11, because for this there will be 2 numbers, that is x plus 18 and x plus 14, which will be positive, and 8 numbers which will be negative. But between minus 10 and minus 6, again we can find 2 numbers, that is minus 9 and minus 7. So if the number is a minus 9, we'll have 3 numbers which are negative, that is 3 numbers which will be positive, that is x plus 18, x plus 14 and x plus 10, and 7 numbers which will be negative. So the product of 7 negative numbers will be negative. So again minus 17, minus 15, minus 9 and minus 7, the overall product will be negative. In case of the numbers which lie between minus 6 and minus 2, there will be 4 numbers which will be positive and 6 numbers which will be negative. So again the overall product will be positive. Between minus 2 and plus 2, you will have 3 numbers. The 3 numbers are minus 1, 0 and 1. Remember again what we have discussed earlier, 0 is the only even number which is not excluded in the list, because for 0 the original inequality is, can be negative, which in this case we find out is actually negative. Again between x minus 2 and x minus 6, that is between 2 and 6, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers which will be positive and 4 numbers which will be negative. So again the overall product will be positive, so we can ignore both the numbers. Between 6 and 10, that is when x is equal to 7 or 9, again we will have 7 numbers which will be positive and 3 numbers which will be negative. So again the overall product will be negative, so they will be included. Between 10 and 14, again we will have 8 numbers which are positive and 2 numbers which are negative, so we will ignore both of them. Between 14 and 18, we will again have 2 numbers, that is 15 and 17. In which case 9 numbers will be positive, all the numbers to the left, and only x minus 18 will be negative. So again when a number is greater than 18, all the 10 numbers will be positive, so their product also will be positive. So the only numbers which fit the given inequality will be minus 17, minus 15, 9 and 7, this is 4. Minus 1, 0 and 1, this is 3, 7, 9 and 15 and 17. So this is again another 4. So the total is 4 plus 3 plus 4, that is 11 numbers.
जितना तू चाहते हो
मेरी ऐसे जगह